Between 2022 and 2023, the total debt of Generation Z skyrocketed by 15.4%. That is the fastest debt growth of any generational group alive right now. In the United Kingdom alone, total outstanding credit card debt just blew past a staggering £70 billion. Meanwhile, nearly 30% of European millennials literally cannot pay their monthly bills on time, compared to just 16% of baby boomers. We are watching an entire generation quietly drown in borrowed cash before their careers even get off the ground. Hello, and welcome to X Money Lab. Today, we are investigating a massive financial trap that is aggressively swallowing young adults across the European continent. What exactly is pushing millions of young people into severe consumer debt for the very first time? And what hidden mechanism is making it so incredibly easy to fall in? The reality of this situation will completely change how you look at modern checkout screens. Let us get started. 1. The cost of living squeeze. Imagine looking at your bank account just 3 days after payday and realizing your rent and grocery bills just wiped you out completely. That is the brutal economic reality for millions of young Europeans right now. We are not talking about reckless spending on designer clothes or wild vacations in Ibiza. This is about basic survival. Across major cities like London, Paris, and Berlin, skyrocketing rent and relentless inflation have fundamentally broken the traditional math of early adulthood. When your basic paycheck barely covers a cramped apartment and skyrocketing heating costs, where do you turn for food? The plastic in your wallet. Right now, around 30% of credit card holders in the United Kingdom, who are in their late 20s and early 30s, have been forced to slash their monthly repayments just to survive the cost of living crisis. They are paying the absolute bare minimum, which means compounding interest is quietly eating them alive. It gets worse. Over 1/3 of 25 to 34-year-olds in Great Britain are now officially suffering from what economists call negative wealth. That means their mounting debts severely outweigh absolutely everything they own. A credit card is no longer a financial tool used for building a credit score or financing a reasonable vehicle. It has become a desperate everyday lifeline just to keep the lights on and the fridge stocked. But if basic groceries are putting them in the red, what happens when modern technology actively encourages them to borrow even more at the checkout screen? 2. The BNPL gateway drug. How do you turn millions of financially squeezed young adults into chronic debtors? You make the actual debt completely invisible. This is the psychological genius and the ultimate danger of buy now, pay later applications. For decades, taking out a loan meant filling out extensive paperwork, facing a stern bank teller, and feeling the heavy, intimidating reality of borrowing money. Today, that entire process has been replaced by a sleek, brightly colored button embedded directly into your digital checkout screen. The interface is specifically designed to eliminate the psychological pain of spending. Instead of seeing a daunting €200 price tag, you are shown 4 tiny, harmless-looking payments of €50. It is frictionless. It feels like a casual game, and it completely masks the fact that you are signing a legally binding credit agreement. This strategy works flawlessly. By 2024, the buy now, pay later market in the United Kingdom reached nearly 11 million users. These platforms aggressively target young adults through embedded checkout finance, marketing themselves as a smart budgeting tool rather than a serious line of credit. Across the European continent, this trend is accelerating at a terrifying pace. Almost 1 in 4 Belgians under the age of 24 have used these services. It creates a false sense of financial control that inevitably leads to hidden, unmanageable debt. Here is the hidden trap mechanism. When young consumers juggle multiple micro-installments across different applications and suddenly face an unexpected utility bill, they inevitably fall behind. To avoid severe late penalties or having their digital accounts frozen, they panic. They grab whatever lifeline they have, which usually means putting those installment payments straight onto their high-interest credit cards. The application acted as a seamless gateway drug, introducing them to casual, zero-interest borrowing before dropping them right into a traditional compounding debt trap. The consequences are already blowing up. Just look at the Netherlands, where buy now, pay later transactions jumped 17% in a single year. Right now, 1 in 3 Dutch youths aged 16 to 21 are actively using these digital tabs. The devastating result of this frictionless borrowing? 600,000 of these microloan cases have already been handed over to aggressive debt collectors. A single mindless click for a new jacket is quite literally ruining credit scores before these young Europeans even begin their careers. 3. Doom spending social media. If you know deep down that you will absolutely never be able to afford a house, why not just buy a $1,000 designer bag on credit instead? That dark, cynical question is the exact driving force behind a massive psychological shift happening right now across Europe. Psychologists and economists are calling it doom spending. It is the financial equivalent of throwing your hands in the air and giving up. Young adults are actively choosing to finance short-term luxury experiences because long-term financial security feels completely out of reach. Think about the traditional European dream for a moment. You work hard, save 20% of your paycheck, buy a nice family home, and eventually retire comfortably. For a 25-year-old living in major hubs like Dublin, Munich, or Madrid today, that math is fundamentally broken. When a modest starter apartment costs a lifetime of wages, saving a few €100 a month feels like trying to empty the ocean with a teaspoon. This creates a profound, widespread sense of financial nihilism. If the big, traditional milestones are permanently blocked, why bother suffering through extreme, miserable frugality? This is exactly where social media steps in and pours gasoline all over the fire. Algorithms on platforms like TikTok and Instagram are ruthlessly designed to push a hyper-curated, luxury lifestyle directly into the retinas of financially exhausted young people. Every single day, they are bombarded with influencers promoting 5-star weekend getaways to Santorini, €1,000 skincare routines, and endless wardrobe upgrades. The algorithm knows exactly when they are most vulnerable, usually late at night, and serves up the perfect aesthetic distraction. It creates an intense, artificial baseline for what a normal life should look like. And the underlying message is always exactly the same. You deserve this. You work hard, the world is chaotic, so you should absolutely treat yourself right now. But how exactly do you treat yourself when your rent just ate your entire paycheck? You reach straight for the plastic in your wallet. Young Europeans are not pulling out high-interest credit cards to buy these luxuries because they are completely mathematically illiterate. They are doing it as a desperate psychological coping mechanism to reclaim a tiny sense of agency in their lives. Buying that expensive dinner or booking that impulse flight provides a massive, immediate hit of dopamine. It is a temporary, chemical escape from the crushing, everyday anxiety of an economy that feels entirely rigged against them. The credit card industry understands this emotional vulnerability perfectly. They market consumer debt not as a heavy financial burden, but as a magical, empowering key that unlocks the lifestyle you supposedly deserve today. They offer premium, heavy metal cards, aggressive travel rewards points, and VIP airport lounge access. They want to make borrowing money feel like a high-status, exclusive club membership rather than a fast track to long-term insolvency. So, you have an entire generation stripped of long-term financial hope, constantly triggered by digital luxury, and handed a frictionless tool to buy it all instantly. It is a flawless psychological trap. They are literally financing their own emotional comfort at 20% interest, slowly building a massive wall of debt that will ensure they never escape the financial anxiety they were trying to run away from. The ultimate tragedy of modern doom spending is this. The quick dopamine hit of a new purchase fades in just a few days, but the compounding interest sticks around for years, quietly destroying whatever small chance they had left at building real wealth. 4. The perfect storm. Over 1/3 of 25 to 34-year-olds in Great Britain now suffer from what economists call negative wealth. Their mounting debts severely outweigh their total assets. If they sold everything they own today, they would still owe money to the bank. They literally own less than nothing. This is the brutal mathematical reality of the perfect storm. Young Europeans are not falling into massive credit card debt because they suddenly forgot how to do basic addition. They are being violently crushed between two colliding tectonic plates of the modern economy. On one side, you have a historic, generation-defining affordability crisis. Wages have completely decoupled from the actual cost of living across the continent. Rent, food, and basic utilities consume almost every single euro earned by young professionals. There is absolutely no financial buffer left for emergencies. When the cost of simply surviving spikes, the very first thing to break is the repayment schedule. Right now, Around 30% of credit card holders in the United Kingdom who are in their late 20s and early 30s have been forced to slash their monthly repayments just to keep the lights on and buy groceries. They are paying the absolute minimum required. That means compound interest is quietly devouring whatever future purchasing power they had left. On the other side of this storm, you have the unregulated, hyper-gamified digital credit industry. Just when this generation ran out of actual cash, financial technology companies built the most frictionless borrowing infrastructure in human history. They removed every single psychological barrier to taking on high-interest debt. This is exactly where the systemic trap snaps shut. You have a desperate, structural need to survive colliding directly with the predatory convenience of modern finance. When you cannot afford a normal life, but you can borrow money with a single, colorful tap on a glowing smartphone screen, debt stops being a conscious choice. It becomes a mandatory subscription fee just to exist in modern society. The ultimate tragedy here is that this massive systemic failure is being framed by the financial industry as a personal moral failing. Banks and digital applications market their credit lines as empowering tools for financial freedom or simple lifestyle enhancers. But in reality, they are handing financially exhausted youths a temporary life raft that is actively on fire. Young adults are being forced to leverage their future earnings at 20% interest just to tread water today. By the time they realize the life raft is sinking, they are already locked into a permanent cycle of minimum payments and penalty fees. The definitive answer to our core question is alarming but clear. Young Europeans are getting into credit card debt for the first time because the old economic rules are fundamentally broken. Hard work and basic savings simply do not cover the cost of a starter life anymore. The gap between what things cost and what young people earn is being artificially bridged by predatory digital credit. Unless massive regulatory changes are forced upon both the housing markets and the digital finance industry, this initial wave of youth debt will inevitably turn into a permanent generational tsunami. We are watching the wealth of tomorrow being extracted by the algorithms of today. If this investigation opened your eyes to the real mechanics behind the European credit crisis, hit that like button and subscribe to X Money Lab. Share this video with someone who needs to understand the true cost of digital convenience. And stay tuned for our next deep dive into the hidden forces shaping your money.